A little something about Raymond. He's an investor in stocks and rentals. He wants no money from you, no bait and switch, nothing. Here's what he's going to do. He's going to log into his personal account, share real estate property documents, and give you suggestions on what to read.
Okay, today is Tuesday, July 14th, and I'm at the AARP website, and they have this really cool calculator called a 401k calculator. And I'm going to put this URL on my website so you can get here easily. And I started playing around with stuff like this in my 20s, and it really encouraged me to invest. And I think it'll work for you guys. So how does this work and what does it mean? This is a calculator assuming that your employer has a 401k and you're participating in it. And you can come here and you can populate this with all the numbers. And then there's question marks here, and you can click on those, and then they give you more detail of what they're really asking. And then based on all these numbers, it tells you how much you'll have in 35 years. So here at the top is saying you'll have over $750,000 after 35 years with these numbers. And this chart down here is just telling you how it grows based on your age. So at 38, you got a number. At 46, you got a number. And as you can see, it gets higher and higher as you can continue to contribute to your 401k. So let's look at the numbers. So when you get to this website, these are going to be default numbers. And let's just talk about the default numbers, and I'm going to go ahead and play around with the numbers so you can see how they change. So this employee is saying that they're going to contribute 10% of their paycheck to their 401k. So they put in 10%. The current annual salary of this person is $40,000 a year. I don't know why they have zero, but maybe they're just not a good employee. They believe that they're not going to get a raise for the next 35 years. So this person has zero. I don't know. I think that guy might get fired before he makes it to 35 years. Or he might quit if he doesn't get any type of raises. Current age. So you're going to put in how old you are now. So this guy is 30 years old in 2020. You're going to put in your age of retirement. So he believes he's going to work up until age 65. He put in $1,000. This is his current 401k balance as of 2020. The annual rate of return, he's saying that he's going to be a little bit below the historical stock market average. So he believes that whatever he picks as investments, as investments in his 401k, he's going to earn 7%. This number here is saying after 35 years, this is how much money you put into your 401k. Down here, these numbers you're going to have to get from your employer. So if your employer does an employer match, you're going to put that number here. He has 50%. So what this means is that for every dollar the employee puts in, the company will put in 50%. So let's do some real simple math. If the employee puts in $1, the company will put in 50% of $1, which is 50 cents. So for every dollar the employee puts in, the company will put in 50 cents. And they're not going to just do that for your entire $40,000 salary. So they're saying these 6%, or the first 6% of this $40,000 is what they would do in terms of the 50-cent contribution. And again, you guys can click on these question marks and it'll give you some excellent examples. And this is telling you here that with employer match, you're going to have over $750,000 by the age of 65, and without employer match. So if your employer doesn't match it, so if your employer doesn't do this 50%, and you'll see different numbers. It could be 100%, it could be 25%, it could be whatever the company wants it can be, or it can be zero, meaning that the company doesn't do any type of matching. They give you both numbers. So if your company doesn't match at all, and you do all this stuff up here, you're going to have almost 600,000. If your company matches 50%, you're going to have over 750,000. And if you scroll down, again, here's a lot of definitions of how all this stuff works. And you can click here for view report based on everything that's entered. So let's do that. So this is a report, and you guys can read it, and it's pretty cool. And this is going to change based on the numbers you put in. And I believe you can print this too. Yeah, click here to print it. Hit the back button. Oop. Didn't want to hit the back button. Want to hit hide report. All right, so let's do this. Let's start playing with the numbers. So let's say you come here and you're like, these numbers are not my numbers. So let's say you say, I'm not ready to contribute 10%. So I'm going to do 5%. So you just move this down to 5. And let's say your annual salary is more than 40 grand. So let's say you're at 50. So we're going to go to 50. And you can see this number here is changing as I move these individual numbers around. Annual salary increase. So you are a good performer. You're going to get a raise every year. So let's go to 2.5%. And your current age, let's say you're a little older, so you're 35. Age of retirement, we're going to keep it at 65. Your current 401k balance. So let's say you have more than $1,000 in. So let's say you have 24,000. And your annual rate of return. Well, you come to StocksAndRentals.com, so you know you're going to do higher than 7%. So let's go up. Let's do 9.5%. So as you can see, this number changed. We're going to assume that your employer does all this stuff, 50% up to 6%. And bam, with employer match, you're over $1 million when you get to age 65. And that's over 30 years. So 65 minus 35 is 30. And you can click here for view report. And it breaks everything down. And you can see it by age. So at 35, based on the numbers, you are contributing $250. Employer match is this, $1,250. Balance without employer match, balance with employer match. So this is pretty cool. So let's go up here. Let's click on hide report. And let's say you live like a hermit. You're like, man, I spend no money, so I can just really rock and roll in my 401k. So let's go to a high number. So let's say when I was working, I used to do 16%. So let me do 16. Well, I can't hit 16. So 16.1 annual salary. I'm going to kick it up to, let's say, 75,000. Annual salary increase, we're going to say 3%. Current age. So let's say you kind of started later in life. So instead of 35, we're going to say 42. Retirement age, you think you're going to be out the door at 65. We'll leave it as that. Current 401k balance. So let's say you got more than that. So let's say if you're 42, let's say you got 100,000. And your annual rate of return. You're the bomb. So we're gonna go all the way up to we're gonna do 12%. All right, you put a lot of money in there, almost 400,000. We're gonna keep this here, same 50%, 6%, and look at the numbers. By yourself, 3 million. Yeah, 3 million. With employer match, 3.3 million. Let's go to view report. And this is after 23 years. And it breaks it down. So I think we started at 42 up to 64. And here are your numbers. So you guys, check this out. Play with the tool. Tell other people about it. I learned this by taking care of my grandmother. You don't want to be old and not have any money. That's a no-no. All right. My website, StocksAndRentals.com. Check it out. Come here. I'm going to have all that information here posted. All right. Thank you and have a good one.